What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 6 of season 1 of Delicious in Dungeon. We'll be going full spoilers ahead, so hopefully you've watched this episode. We'll do a real quick recap to get everybody caught up with what we just watched. So, in this episode, the crew is looking for food in the dungeon like they always do because they're hungry. They're deeper in the dungeon. They know it's only going to get harder. So, they find out that they're being watched by living paintings. Laios comes with the brilliant galaxy-brained idea that he's going to get sucked into the paintings because there's food in those paintings. He's going to bring it out. They're going to eat it. So they attempt it. They tie him up with a rope. He jumps in, and he, while trying to steal the food in the painting, is in a scenario where a prince has been born, and he says the vibes are off, so he ends up getting pulled out of the painting. They try another painting, and he realizes this is further along in the saga that is Prince Delgel. I think that was his name.
Something like that.
The kid who was born in the first painting, and this he, I think, got poisoned, right?
The dad did.
The dad got poisoned, yeah. And, he's trying to steal the food. Some, elf sorcerer person runs past him. He goes into... he tries to come out. He can't bring the food with him. So he has a new plan where he's going to go in and just eat as much as he can, get out. He jumps into the third painting. He's at some kind of feast. I think that was for
inauguration
of Prince Delgel to be king or whatever. He eats as much as he can, and then on his way out, he runs into that elf who recognizes him. So apparently this is an alternate dimension, and it's happening at the same time. They get upset. They start getting ready to do something to him, and he gets pulled out and realizes that the food he ate didn't come with him, basically. So that is all staying there. So they kind of abandon this plan. They move on while they're doing that and getting ready to settle in. Chilchuck notices what he assumes is a mimic down the hallway. Doesn't want to mess with it because he has a long history with dealing with mimics and it just being basically annoying. They try to sleep, but he gets thirsty, wakes up, goes for water, goes alone, goes into the room where the mimic is, notices, sets off a trap because he has I'm skipping something. So he went and grabbed the water, came out, noticed a coin bug, followed it, and because of the weight of his water bladder, weighed him down enough that when he walked on a trap that typically he wouldn't trigger, he did trigger it, locked himself in a room with the mimic. He's trying to avoid it, and he's trying to figure out how to get out. He ends up waking up the mimic, and he has to figure out a way to get out. He finds a coin. He's able to figure out the puzzle. He opens the gate. On his way out, the mimic triggers the trap again. It comes down, kills it. The rest of the crew comes out looking for him, and they're stoked because basically he's killed a giant crab, some kind of crustacean. So they, of course, do what they do best, and they cook the crab. They end up eating it. It's good. They use Chilchuck's thief tools to his distaste. He doesn't want them to do it, but ends up admitting defeat because the food is good and they're hungry. I think that's about the major points of the episode. What do we think?
It was interesting that the episode started quite literally where the last one ended, which is, I think, the first time it's done that in the show.
Yeah.
So
it's not like a continuation, but this seemed like it was right after.
Yeah, they were still in the ghost room, so it was kind of weird. That was interesting, and then the idea that the paintings are just portals to an alternate reality, basically.
It's weird too, because I'm sure they didn't think too much about it, but what's the point of it pulling you in? You're just gonna live there?
Oh, maybe it traps you in that world.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I don't get it.
Maybe that's how the painting eats. Who knows?
Maybe all the people there got pulled into the painting, and they're just living there now.
It was just fun because as he went through all three, he was basically being a time traveler.
Yeah,
and the elf was like, "You're never always here, but you're always here during important moments. You must be trying to go for the kingdom," and then tried to kill him. So it was pretty funny and also very understandable.
Well, it's funny too because he's just in there trying to eat, and this person's like, "Why are you here all the time?" Like,
Yeah, when
for
important
them,
events
it's
are
like some
happening.
big threat, but him,
Yeah.
he's just trying to eat and get the hell out. Especially because he's like upset that the vibes are off.
Yeah, and then that nothing can like transfer with him out. So
Yeah.
even his full stomach was taken from him, which was an interesting detail.
It's
So-
disturbing.
And then we got backstory basically on Chilchuck while he chased a coin down the hallway and then played "Stay Away from the Box with the Mimic." That wasn't actually a mimic, but was an empty box, and the dresser was the mimic. Also, their interpretation of mimics, though fun for the show, is weird. That
Very
they're
weird.
crabs, yeah,
Yeah.
instead of like a fleshy living being.
Just a hermit crab.
Yeah,
'Cause at the end of the episode, there's like a baby one in the helmet.
in the helmet, yeah.
Yeah.
Which whatever, it's fun, but it threw me off a little bit because when they're talking mimics, I was thinking of teeth and like the entrance to the essentially digestive tract. So, also the animation while he was running away from mimic and stuff like that was like really fun.
It's very trigger looking.
I'm happy to see it. The first couple episodes, I was wondering if they were going to just kind of play it safe, and the last few episodes, they have not. So I like it because that's one of the huge draws for me for watching their stuff.
The big draw of the show obviously is like it's more comedic, so like they don't have to go crazy with the animation, but every once in a while, because they are a studio that can do that, it's nice to see when they will do that.
Yeah. Well, and not talk too much about another show, but like that was kind of a surprise with me with Freerun as well. Like the show's really slow paced, and then all of a sudden it's like you have an episode. You're like, what the hell? Where'd that come from? So, it's kind of the same idea. Like they're literally just walking through a dungeon most of the time. So, and then apparently probably next episode they'll be on the 4th floor. I don't know how many floors there are or where the sister got eaten. I can't remember any of that, but
I don't remember either.
but it is good that they make progress every episode. I like that as well. And that the environment slowly changes as they go, and you kind of get like this because the whole dungeon was like originally like a kingdom for someone, and so like they were going through a dining room this time, for example, but it's like super dusty because apparently not even adventurers have been in there in a little while. But
I'm sure the deeper you go, the less people have been there. So
yeah, so it's just kind of fun details they throw into it as well. Obviously, they don't have to do that, but it does add kind of like some more to like the lore of the show as well, which is fun. Yeah, but overall, it was a fun time for sure.
yeah, I liked it. I was a little worried at the beginning because I was like, is this gonna be the whole episode? He's just jumping in and out of paintings. But then like when the story started unfolding in the painting, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I was like, I don't know if you can do a whole episode on this, and they didn't. So like, it's kind of interesting how like they went from one story arc to another in one episode.
Yeah, they covered two things this episode.
Yeah, they went to like this whole painting looking for food. It failed. It didn't work. It didn't really go anywhere. It just was kind of interesting once we started getting like, oh, they're starting to pay attention to
We
him.
watched science happen.
Yeah, it was weird. But then and then it ends with Chilchuck, learning about his character a bit and giving him like an adventure. You got an adventure with Laios, and you got an adventure with Chilchuck, and it was kind of a. I think the variety kind of saved the episode because, like I said in the beginning, it was interesting, but like it was like, what are we going to do with this? So it was very interesting to see the at least trigger interpretation. I don't know if it's a Japanese interpretation, but a trigger interpretation of mimics.
Or
Because,
however the manga is.
yeah, whoever created that mimic, if that's a standard idea or if that's their idea, it was interesting because I've never seen a mimic portrayed as a hermit crab. I kind of like it, especially in a comedic anime, because it's fun in that sense. Mimics are annoying in most things, most games, most like D&D stuff. So because you're looking for that treasure, you're gonna get the treasure, and then you got to fight some gross thing. So in this, it being like a hermit crab, I thought was kind of fun. I was waiting also for the delicious in dungeon aspect of the episode. So it's funny when he was like running from it, for some reason it never occurred to me they were going to eat it. But as soon as it was dead and they came out, I'm like, that's the food. That's what they're going to eat. So I have not seen one thing cooked in this episode.
Yeah, well, he also mentioned too the reason he didn't bring it up to him in the first place is because they would try to eat it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he's saying that the mimic was down the hall. He would say something, but they would just try and eat it, which they end up doing it anyway, and at his peril. So, good plan. But yeah, overall, it was a good episode. Definitely wasn't one of my favorite ones, but I thought it was fun and had a lot kind of packed into such a small episode. So definitely like it. Definitely looking forward to the next episode. Definitely am enjoying the show. It is a nice, just kind of like easy show to watch. That's just fun. I like the characters, and I do agree. I like the progression of it, even though every episode is kind of formulaic, not exact in the details, but in what's going to happen. They're gonna have an adventure and eat.
I mean, Star Trek in that
Yeah,
regard.
exactly, which I do like. I like that there is a progression of like going floor to floor and getting closer and closer. And I'm really curious to see what kind of resolution we're going to get with the show, because I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. I don't know if it's going to be a one-off. If it's a one-off, it would make sense because it's Trigger, so I don't, they don't have to make a second season. Just like, well, it'd be cool if we got another Edge Runners, but that story's done. But yeah, I digress. Cool episode. I liked it. Looking forward to the next one. And yeah, the animation also, when he was running, was I enjoyed because
Well, in multiple parts of the episode too, especially a lot of the comedic bits, they really put a lot of emphasis in like animating people's expressions and movements and stuff too,
Yeah.
which was fun. Like when she was prying for his age at one point, her whole like facial structure basically kind of changed, and she kind of got like this smug look on her face, and she's like going around shoulders and stuff like that. So like I don't know, they definitely seemed like they had a lot of fun, at least animating the episode. And then I was also going to mention the party dynamic. I'm glad we're kind of past like learning who people are, because they're just like bantering and interacting like a party at this point now.
Yep.
And it feels really good. So
yeah, you always gotta get past that beginning part where like we don't know who they are, they don't know each other that well, and then once we become more familiar and they become more familiar, everything's a little more streamlined.
also the dwarf's dead stare while he was being a timer for the boiling was disturbing.
Yeah, I like how he just sat there. He's like, all right, now we wait.
And Laios
It's just
pacing like he's
Yeah.
waiting for his baby to be born.
Yeah. Their dynamic's interesting because they have the same aspirations but different ways of going about it. Because Laios and Senshi both want to eat, but Laios is like a feral animal just looking for food. And
Much more excitable for sure.
And Senshi is like all about like the art of cooking and tasting. So
and living in the dungeon,
Yeah.
basically. Versus
it's
Laios
funny.
is just trying to eat everything.
yeah, if it wasn't for Senshi, Laios would not be that interesting of a character for me, because he still is like the least developed character in my opinion, which is kind of fucking weird because they kind of try and portray him like as maybe the main character.
At least early on they did.
But the way he bounces off of Senshi, I think is at least fun. Otherwise, I feel like he was just kind of a one-note character.
I actually think a lot of his dynamic is definitely more how he interacts with the party.
yeah,
It's like,
100%.
even when he was like, when they learned Chilchuck's age, I don't know if they're implying that he was younger, but he's like, should I call you sir? Like,
That's what I was wondering too. I was like, is he younger than him?
Yeah.
Because I know in a lot of animes, like 29's old. So like, I assumed they were all going to be like younger 20s, except for obviously the people who are races that can live forever. But
Yeah, I would say usually like main characters are like teenagers, early 20s
Yeah.
at most. in
yeah,
shows.
well, in every anime ever, a dude's like 22, and everybody acts like the dude's like fucking wise.
His
and
life is almost over.
He's been around for 100 years and shit. I'm just like, okay, it's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. Anything else?
No.
All right, good episode. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of this episode. What stood out to you? Anything that happened in the episode we didn't talk about? And how are you feeling about the show so far? And are you looking forward to the next episode? And I think that's everything. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing a review for Solo Leveling. And if you have any recommendations, of course, let us know in the comments below. But I've been Seth, this has been Chevy. And until the next review, we will talk to you guys later.